Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
Hey, family. Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real, so please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, former NFL sideline reporter Michelle Tafoya has recently announced a bid to run for U.S. Senate in the state of Minnesota. I tell you, Minnesota has had a lot of free publicity. They have been in the news and in just national news forever. At least, I will say towards the end of last year, towards the end of 2025, now the start of 2026, that's all you hear about is Minnesota. What else? Also, this was actually interesting. In entertainment news, Queer Eye star Karamo Brown, he was seen. So they have a new season of Queer Eye coming out. If you haven't heard of this show, Queer Eye, it's a quite successful and popular program on Netflix. It is, I believe, five gay men that helps straight people, mostly straight men, in need of a full-on makeover from physical appearance, mental, in the kitchen, healthy. Like it's a full-on makeover, and it's a quite interesting concept, because this was a old show back in the day, and then it got rebooted, and they have a new cast, and this is going on, I believe, 10 seasons. The reason why I know this show is because my wife and we watch it. She watched it first, and I said, I don't really want to, watch this. What is it about? I really know what it was about at the time. And I started watching. I'm like, wow, this is really, really cool. So, been a fan ever since. And recent news involving the cast member, I'm gonna keep on getting his name wrong. Karamo Brown. Karamo is his expertise is in like counseling, mental health. He hosts a talk show that used to be a show that was previously held by Maury Povich, but this time Mr. Brown, he has his place and does a quite a successful job. Well, he came out saying that he has been mentally drained and abused, and rumor has it is there was some tension going on amongst the cast member. He unfollowed all of them except for one, so we're going to talk about it later on the show. Also, in my hometown of Chesapeake, Virginia, there is a popular case, a lawsuit. Nine women filed a lawsuit against a popular chop house here in the area, discrimination lawsuit that went viral, and they're suing for they filed a lawsuit for $5 million. Me personally, I think they should sue more, but we're going to talk about that and more here on the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as some other great stuff, of course, in the world of politics. But before we do that, y'all, as always, I gotta thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to chime in and to tune into another great episode here on the Arrington Gavin Show. I thank you. As I mentioned before, you can check us out on all sorts of platforms. You can watch us on YouTube. For those who have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so. Like, subscribe, share with a friend, share with family. I truly appreciate it. You can watch us on our YouTube channel, The Arrington Gavin Show. In addition to that, you can also check past episodes on the Goatverse TV app. Okay, Goatverse TV All you have to do is just download the app. Okay, it's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. You can also listen to us on the go wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms, iHeart, Spotify, Apple, just to name a few. You can also listen to us on the radio airwaves. We're proud to be heard in not one but two markets, and we're working on a third. So we're very, very grateful. Shout out to our affiliates, WBOK 12:30 a.m. out in New Orleans. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin show weeknights, Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Again, that's only on WBOK 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. And then we're going to head over to the Metro Atlanta area to WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, where you can listen in Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And of course, coming back to our platforms, YouTube, podcast platforms, we drop new episodes Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, my friends. So we got that going. Let's get it. Let me get the conversation started with this story here. So a friend of mine sent me this because I'm fortunate to have friends that's like, you should talk about this. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? I'm like, no, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So check this out. So apparently, calling someone bald is now considered sexual harassment. I'm going to repeat. Calling someone bald is now considered sexual harassment. Now, I'm trying to understand it because I happen to be a bald man. And if I would have known this sooner, I could have been rich. You know how many lawsuits I could have sued the pants off of everybody, including people in my family, because they criticize and they tease my baldness, and I don't have a good head of hair. But it's okay. I got a great beard. But still, I wish I would have known sooner. So this comes. Let me bring this in. It says here. This particularly in the workplace, following a UK tribunal ruling that found such insults linked to protected characteristic. Okay, because baldness is far more prevalent in men, violating dignity and creating a hostile environment. The ruling compares it to commenting on a woman's breast size, establishing that establishing that targeting physical traits tied to gender, even seemingly minor ones, can be illegal. This is extremely interesting. Extremely interesting. So, let me see here. This comes from the story of Tony Finn. I got this. I got actual name. Tony Finn, an electrician, let go from the British Bung Company after almost 24 years. He claimed his supervisor verbally attacked him during a fight using the slur "bald," and then he used an explicit after that. The panel sided with him, noting that since hair loss is much more common in men, attacking it is gender related. Interestingly, the judges involved were bald themselves. I'm sorry. Um, uh, I'm sorry. It's extremely comical. It's extremely comical because who would have thought? You luck up, you suing somebody because you said, "Hey, look, you hurt my feelings because he called me bald." And I look up and have a bald judge. I mean, it couldn't work in his favor. It says here they drew a parallel between commenting on men's baldness, as I mentioned earlier, commenting on women's body parts. Now, Finn won his case and was awarded compensation. Y'all, like what in the world? Like what in the world? First of all, I think they're really overdoing it. Sexual harassment, really, like, call it I don't even know what you would call it. I mean, call it verbal abuse or something. Call it abuse in the workplace, but sexual harassment. I mean, I guess because the gentleman used an explicit term that is, I don't know. It's just it's you learn something new every day. That's all I gotta say. You learn something new every day. A good friend of mine had who's bald sent this to me, and he's like, "Hey, look, I'm not sensitive, y'all. Y'all ain't gotta worry about me suing y'all." Look, the more I think about it, I'm like, well, hush, because like I said, my slogan, my money always funny, and maybe I could backtrack. Backtrack some past insults about my baldness. No, I love my baldness. First of all, okay, I was a kid who I started losing my hair when I was in college. I think my junior year I started thinning out at the top, and I'm just like, damn, why? But hey, I can't be mad. I started growing my facial hair at a very early age, and I'm grateful because I still have my beard. That is my hair. I don't like, I like having a bald head. I got a nice shaped head. Okay, now if I had a weird shaped head, like some folks, I ain't gonna say no names. Cause I'm so sick of love song. I'm sorry, no, I didn't mean that. But if you have a weird shaped head, then yeah, I understand why going bald might not always be an option for you. I understand it. But yeah, I just thought this was interesting. I thought it was extremely interesting. You learn something new every day. You learn something new every day. So just warning y'all now, calling men bald counts as sexual harassment. Now, this case happened in 2022. I'm just not finding out about this. Okay, this happened in 2022. So y'all really, yeah, please be careful. But hey, we're under a Trump administration, so he'll pardon the person from that case. It's like, oh my, it's ridiculous. All right, first and foremost, I'm sorry that you don't have a great head full of hair like myself. Okay, you see this hair? Do you see this beauty? I got the swoop here, got the swoop there. It loops like a swirl. Boom. And then it's just only him can rock the hairstyle, by the way. Only him. What we're gonna do? What we gonna do? I think we're gonna take a commercial break, y'all. We're gonna take a quick break. We come back, we have a lot more convo here on the show. So please, my friends, do not go anywhere. Stay with us. Please, can you just stay with us for the remainder of the show? I appreciate it. Thank you. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to.
And we still in traffic.
I don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Goldverse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GOATverse TV.
GOATverse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In GOATs, we trust.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
All right, my friends, welcome back. So I've had this story that just in the back burner that I've been meaning to share with you all, and I just thought this was just a good way to start the show off. So a while back, President Donald Trump went to go visit a Ford factory. And he was, he was liked by some, he was not liked by a lot of people. And so eventually someone had called him had heckled at him and basically said, hey, look, you're pedophile protector is what he called the president. And president responded by filtering him the bird. I mean, he don't care. He's pretty, he just doesn't care. He's unfiltered. He's unhinged, really. And so he had visited a Ford plant. And then eventually left by launching into a F-bomb attack on a worker who appeared to, as mentioned before, yelled out pedophile protector. The president was there to tour a Ford F-150 plant and Detroit Economic Club before giving a speech. While walking in the factory floor on his tour, someone began shouting at him, and it was hard. There was I'm reading this from TMZ. It was hard to give out, they couldn't really hear, and you can see in the video, it was hard to hear the full sentence, but you definitely heard what that gentleman said. So that guy ended up being suspended, which, I mean, as a business owner and you have a sitting elected official, keep that, keep it presentable. You're representing the company. So he got suspended. Understandable, even though you might say, oh, he was a hero because he stood up to, spoke truth to power and, doesn't look, I'm not a Trump fan at all. But if I was a supervisor or superior, yeah, the guy has to, no, you got a jet. I'm sorry. That's just the way it works. You have a certain standard, how you represent, how the way you act, especially in the workplace. Now, if you were outside, hey, look, do your thing. As long as you don't show any, notice that, hey, look who you work for. But you were there at your place of work, so I can see that coming. But by so many people, he's looked as a savior and as a hero, because a lot of folks are like, no, what he did was right. What he did was pretty accurate. It was pretty accurate. So much so, they've created multiple GoFundMe's and accounts while that man was suspended. They're raising money to give to him as a sign of thank you. Y'all, it is almost hit $1 million. Okay, it says here the employee Ford Motor suspended for heckling President Trump, who in turn appears to have given the employee the middle finger, is getting plenty of support from his friends. It appears he had asked to close the donations to 2 GoFundMe pages. The pages were support the suspended employee, identified as TJ Sabula, and it had raised. Now this is a article. I don't know. I gotta see the year on it, but while I'm reading this, it was at $800,010, and it was a little close to 100. I mean, 100. Lord have mercy, close to $811,000, and the GoFundMe spokesperson confirmed the 2 pages are legitimate fundraisers for him. The Free Press reached out to the gentleman, who did not respond to inquiries for comment. The GoFundMe spokesperson said he asked the organizations to communicate that he is declining interviews at this time. I'm not gonna spend too much on this, y'all, but it's just so interesting because there's, you have GoFundMe's for the gentleman who gunned down Renee Good in Minneapolis. Okay, you have GoFundMe's for the family of Renee Good. Now you have it's always back and forth. One side, you're gonna have the right supporting the person that they feel as though that was mistreated and treated unfairly, so they're gonna create a GoFundMe, and then the left is gonna have theirs, they're saying, and they're gonna give out. So it's just interesting how the back and forth, how the game is played, and all that good stuff. So, like, as I mentioned, I'm not spending much time on that, but I just thought that was very humorous because look who got the last laugh. So basically, if you're able to get the president to give you the bird, it's very lucrative, y'all. So might want to think of a side gig there. What else do we had going on? Okay, want to share you guys this too. So this clip here shows Karoline Leavitt, White House press secretary, who is expecting a second child with her husband, who is did I mention he's quite he's a old guy? I'm sorry, he's up there in age. That's all I gotta say. He's up there in age, and so I'll give Karoline credit. She holds her own. She knows she has the hardest job in the world when you are the spokesperson for this administration. Oh my gosh! Look, his first term, Trump went through damn near 4 spokespeople: Spicer, Huckabee Sanders, wasn't not Kellyanne Conway. Oh man, what's the I'm for it. She's on Fox now. Her name is not Kelly. I'm blanking, but he went through like 4 people. I believe the Biden administration went through 2. It's one of the hardest jobs to serve in because you are speaking front and center with the press that's going to be badgering you questions and this and the other. Now, I will say this: Karoline, she kind of has an easy pass because majority of the press that's in there are the ones that like to kiss the ring. Okay, they're your far right conservative outlets. They rarely allow the fair ones in, the true journalists, and when they do bring on the true journalism, they criticize them. And this is a perfect example I'm about to play for you all. So in this clip, Karoline Leavitt is asked a question from he's with The Hill. I've seen him on News Nation as well. Hold up, because I'm going to find out who this gentleman is. Damn. Don't you hate when you have like a that's not him. Let's see. One more time. Look, y'all, I am determined to get this. You're probably like saying, Arrington, get on with it. No. I want to find out, is it Kyle? What is that joker's name? And he's co-hosted the show Rising. He's co-hosted the show, guest co-host. He's not a regular co-host. Is it Kyle Stan? No. The Hill, let me see this. The Hill reporter that was called out by Niall Stannis. Whoo, y'all, thank you for staying with me because I was gonna let me play you this, by the way. Let me play you this.
Thanks, Karoline. Earlier, you were just defending ICE agents generally, and earlier on, Secretary Nome spoke to the media, and she said, among other things, that they are doing everything correctly. 32 people died in ICE custody last year. 170 US citizens were detained by ICE, and Renee Good was shot in the head and killed by an ICE agent. How does that equate to them doing everything correctly?
Why was Renee Good unfortunately and tragically killed?
Are you asking me my opinion? Because an ICE agent acted recklessly and killed her unjustifiably.
Oh, okay. So you're a biased reporter with a left-wing opinion.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, because you're a left-wing hack. You're not a reporter. You're posing in this room as a journalist. And it's so clear by the premise of your question. And you and the people in the media who have such biases but fake like you're a journalist, you shouldn't even be sitting in that seat. But you're pretending like you're a journalist, but you're a left-wing activist. And the question that you just raised and your answer proves your bias. You should be reporting on the facts. You should be reporting on the cases. Do you have the numbers of how many American citizens were killed at the hands of illegal aliens who ICE is trying to remove from this country? I bet you don't. I bet you didn't even read up on those stories. I bet you never even read about Lake and Riley or Jocelyn Nungray or all of the innocent Americans who were killed at the hands of illegal aliens in this country. And the brave men and women of ICE are doing everything in their power to remove those heinous individuals and make our communities safer. And shame on people like you in the media who have a crooked view and have a biased view and pretend like you're a real honest journalist.
Look at the pot calling the kettle black. Hold on, let me play that one more time. I gotta play it one more time. That really like. Let me play it one more time for y'all.
Earlier, you were just defending ICE agents generally, and earlier on, Secretary Nome spoke to the media, and she said, among other things, that they are doing everything correctly. 32 people died in ICE custody last year. 170 US citizens were detained by ICE, and Renee Good was shot in the head and killed by an ICE agent. How does that equate to them doing everything correctly?
Why was Renee Good unfortunately and tragically killed?
Are you asking me my opinion? Because an ICE agent acted recklessly and killed her unjustifiably.
Oh, okay. So you're a biased reporter with a left-wing opinion.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, because you're a left-wing hack. You're not a reporter. You're posing in this room as a journalist. And it's so clear by the premise of your question.
She is such a piece of work. I mean, like right then and there, like her voice really just bugged me right there. So, okay. So he was responding saying that, okay, you said that everybody was working the right way. There's nothing wrong. They're doing their job. Yes, and there was never no they were doing great. Basically, they've been doing their work diligently, following protocol X, Y, and Z. Okay, so the topic, which Niall Stanage is a very qualified journalist, very qualified, and honestly, very bipartisan. He's a true journalist. He's not a picking a side kind of person, unlike her, because she's talking about you're a hack, you're biased, you're a left-wing hack, and you're not a true journalist. So I'm assuming, press secretary, everybody has to agree with you. So if they don't agree with you, then they're not a journalist. But if they do, they're true. You see how the hypocrisy continues just to ooze out of the air. It's just starting to sweat out her pores. Okay. She blasts him, accusing him of being a left-wing hack. That's what she labeled him, because she asked him for his opinion. Now she had said, and I'll read the verbiage of it, which y'all heard it, but I'll read it again. In Stan's opinion, he said the reason why she died was because an ICE agent responded recklessly and unjustifiable, and that's why she lost her life. Okay. She goes on to bring up, did you hear about all the people that lost their lives due to illegal aliens and this and the other? First of all, Renee Good was an American citizen. Second, and I've mentioned this before, could she have complied with the ICE agents. I'm just saying this, in my personal opinion, do not provoke anybody that has in uniform, has, you can call them officers, you cannot call them officers. I really don't care, because they're good arguments on both sides, because they're masked. There are no body cams. Okay, they're hiring people left and right because they're ICE agents. They're agents. They don't have the title as police officers. Okay. So you bring up good arguments. In her position, she was driving away because she's like, they're an agent, they're not officers, I'm scared for my life. Instead, somebody pulls a gun on them thinking he was threatened, which he was not, because she was not, and it's clear as day, she was not driving aiming to drive over a man. She was driving away from him. If that's the case, why isn't all 3 gunshots in the front? There's one in the front, 2 on the side. One in the front, 2 on the side. And guess what? He walked away from it. But they said he was suffering from internal bleeding. Okay. It says here, now standing, a White House columnist for The Hill referred to Trump administration's staunch defense of ICE agents and the assertion by Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem the ICE agents are doing everything correctly. That's what the Karoline Leavitt is saying. Everybody was doing everything correctly. Okay. Then he pointed out statistics is showing last year 32 people died in ICE custody. Now, if someone got arrested by a police officer and they're in custody, if people die in custody in the hands of law enforcement, that's going to raise some eyebrows. So like, wait a minute, you already locked them up. Why are they dying inside? Why is all these folks dying? It raises questions. Are they fighting each other? Are they, losing their life? No, they died. There is no information, just the fact that they died. Okay, 32 died in ICE custody. 170 U.S. citizens were detained by ICE. Now, last time I checked, your job is to, quote unquote, get rid of, get rid of the illegal aliens. That's in their words. Okay, I use the term, the phrase undocumented, but they say illegal aliens. Before noting that good American citizen was shot in the head and killed by an ICE agent. And he asked a fair question. How does that equip to them doing everything correctly? Now, she could have easily said, well, let me rephrase that. For the most part, they're doing it correctly. Yes, we have our flaws. We're working on that. No, she's saying they're doing everything correctly. Now, ladies and gentlemen, y'all have eyes, y'all have ears, y'all have seen and heard everything, whether if it's through the corporate media or digital media. You've seen it all. Does it really look like they're doing everything correctly? Now, look, I'm not bashing all ICE agents. Okay, I'm not. What I have seen, some of them, how they manage to, it's a bit, they're a bit what's the word I'm looking for? The way they're manhandling people. They're manhandling people, unarmed people. Most of them are protesters. Most of them are protesters that does not put a hand on these ICE agents. Do they bug the hell out of them? Yes. Does that mean they need to be, pushed on the ground, arrested, and assaulted? No. So you heard it in the video. Her response was, why was Renee Good unfortunately and tragically killed? Stanage said whether you're asking for his opinion. And she said, yeah, okay. So he gives his opinion. Because an ICE agent acted recklessly and killed her unjustifiably. That was his opinion. Oh, and then she went on this. She went very Trump. That's and to me, that just showed her maturity. Yep, I said it. That showed her maturity. The job is starting to take a toll. It's starting to really because when you start having tantrums like that, and especially Niall Stanage. Look, I know Niall Stanage, not personally, but I've read his pieces. I know his work. This man is a journalist. To call him a left wing hack that's disguised as a journalist is so hilarious. This is coming from the same person that welcomed Matt Gaetz, okay, in the press room, Laura Loomer in the press room. A reporter some months back had described Trump as being in the best shape of his life. I'm like, oh my gosh, please, can you please wipe the brown stuff off your nose? Like, this is not the way government should operate. And look, we don't all like government. I can't stand government either. It's not something to like. But at the end of the day, you have to have some form of structure, some form of standard, some form of sanity. And I'm not seeing it, y'all. I'm just not seeing it. Whew, Lord, got me out here just losing my man. I'm just that right there. And it pissed me off because again, Niall Stanage is a well-respected journalist. He's a well-respected person in journalism. He really is. He really is. I mean, look up his work. Look up his work. Let's see. Where's my time? Okay, good. Let me move it on here. I want to talk about this lawsuit. Well, let's see. Ooh. Actually, no. I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna come back to that. I want to talk about because I'm already feeling myself right now. I'm already in the mood. I'm already in the mood right now. Where is? I want to talk about Michelle Tafoya. Now, for all you football fans out there, y'all probably know who Michelle is. She was on Sunday Night Football for years, as a sideline reporter. And again, you never, being a sideline reporter, you really don't know a person's true personality, especially you don't know their political beliefs at all. In sports, you really don't know, but specifically as a sideline reporter, Michelle Tafoya has had that role for, oh man, I mean, I'm looking up here. She had been a sideline reporter since 90. So from 94 to 99, she was with CBS Sports. From 2000 to 2011, she was on ESPN. And then from 2011 to 2022 in NBC Sports. Okay, she covered football, tennis, as well as basketball. Received 5 sports Emmys. Again, highly accomplished, well respected in the world of sports journalism and sports media. But she has since left, and she started a new career as a political commentator, a conservative political commentator. She also works as a political consultant, which I didn't know that. I feel like everybody want to be a political consultant. And it was rumored at the time that she was thinking about running for office. And I'm just like, yeah, right. What has she done in politics? Really, I don't know her accomplishments, her resume in in politics. I don't think she's ever served position, whether if it on local or anything like that. So again, and we're noticing this now, y'all, where a lot of folks are just saying, look, let me kind of teach you some stuff that I've learned in politics. If you have the capital, you can run for office. The reason why I say that is because when it comes to running, and maybe and some of my friends in politics could correct me, so those that work in consultant, they can correct me as well. Running for a political position takes a lot of money. You have to have a lot of great relationships. You have to have a great connections, donors, and as long as you keep funding everything, let me tell you something, you can buy all the ads, this and that, and the other. It will keep you in people's faces, but people still, the folks that really pay hard attention, they got to hear about your policy, not just the fact. Because I mean, look, we live in a society where as long as you got an R in front of your name, oh, you're good. As long as you have a D in front of your name, oh, you're solid. You can be a contender. As long as you just continue to repeat talking points, you're good. You're golden. You're golden. Okay. We've seen so many people use, the Trump tool that brought in a lot of MAGA candidates that served in office. Very short lived. I mean, hello, you had George Santos did win an election. Okay. What is it? Carthorne, Congressman, he won an election. Okay. Matt Gaetz won an election. So many folks won an election. Okay. Because hey, they had a strategy. It was like, hey, look, just continue pushing this narrative. You're good. You're golden. So let me read you this by Politico. Says here that the former sideline reporter for Sunday Night Football turned conservative commentator launched a Minnesota Senate campaign recently with the immediate support from Republicans campaign arm and its leader, Senator Tim Scott. Again, they look at her as she's influential. She has a following. She has, since leaving sports, she has started her own podcast that got picked up from, I think, Salem News Channel, which Salem is a conservative outlet that has TV as well as radio. So I believe she was on some conservative radio affiliates as well. She already received an endorsement from the South Carolina Senator Tim Scott. Tafoya, it says here that endorsement gives Tafoya an immediate boost in her open seat race. The contest currently has a handful of other Republican primary contenders, including former Minnesota Republican Party Chair David Hahn. Says here, this is from Scott himself, from allowing billions of dollars in fraud to vilifying law enforcement, the Waltz Flanagan administration has failed Minnesotans. But change is coming, and Michelle Tafoya will lead the way. Michelle is the only candidate with the common sense leadership Minnesotans are desperately craving, and her message of safety, opportunity, and prosperity would be a welcome addition to our Senate majority. Arizona had the lady who was running for Senate, who made it pretty far at one point. She was a former journalist who was extremely MAGA, and Senate can let me see here. What was her name? Lake, last name Lake. Was it Kelly Lake? I'm forget. I'm blanking on. Her name was. Well, remember her last name was Lake because she was Carrie Lake. There we go, Carrie Lake. I was about to say Ricky Lake, but not the Ricky Lake was the talk show host, so it wasn't Ricky. I would vote for Ricky if she ran for office, though. But anyway, yeah, Michelle Tafoya is entering into the world of politics. I don't think it will really go far. Yes, she received endorsement from Tim Scott, but again, she received an endorsement from I guess a popular conservative senator. But look, I never care for the outside endorsements, meaning that if I'm running for office here in Virginia and I receive an endorsement from somebody in Mississippi, what the hell that gonna do? Like, I mean, I'm just saying they don't live here. All they doing is just supporting, saying, I read the policies, I read the platform. That's exactly who we need to help us serve the majority. And that's it. Like, it's good for just photo ops and all that other stuff. They might endorsements also could benefit, again, financial gain for their campaign. But in reality, I mean, locals are gonna be like, okay, bye, Tim. You came here one day. Bye. Like, what are you doing here in Minnesota? What do you have in common with Minnesota? What do you know about Minnesota issues? And I guess the question is, what does Michelle Tafoya know about Minnesota issues? Because again, she's originally from Cali. I think she's lived in Minnesota for the majority of her career, so she does have some ties, and she is a resident. In order to serve in office, you do have to have residency there. But as I mentioned, since leaving sports, she had hosted her own podcast and increasingly appeared on conservative shows, just to stay in front of conservative audiences' faces. Says also here, Republicans have a credible and timely opening with Michelle Tafoya as a high-profile, trusted messenger, and voters demanding accountability, transparency, and oversight. The GOP is well positioned to define the race and force Democrats onto defense. Now, a one-time critic she was of Donald Trump, who has praised the president more recently. Of course they do. Come on, y'all. It's about it's the way the game is. Look, Ted Cruz, JD Vance, out of all people, is the VP under Trump. He highly criticized Trump. I mean, so many folks can criticize Trump, but now all of a sudden, now they just kissing up to him. They kissing up to him now. It will be interesting. That's all I would say. It will be interesting because, again, coming back to Minnesota has so many issues going on right now. Again, with the ICE protests and the everything. We hear about it so much, and we will see more. We will see more what's going to happen with that. But we're going to continue to pay attention on this election for Michelle Tafoya. Again, this is her first time in office. I'm curious to see any of her friends in the sports world will support her. Okay. I'm very curious to see if anybody in the sports world will support Michelle Tafoya. What is it? Finbaum. I mean, he's out of Alabama, but he's a Republican. He's in the sports world. Is he gonna support her? We could see. I wonder too. Sage Steele definitely. I mean, she's a former member of the sports fan, former ESPN fam. So we will see that. Look, we're gonna take a quick break here. We got a lot more show for you. So please, my friends, do not go anywhere. We right back after these commercial breaks.
6'10", number 1 pick, 16 seasons, college player of the year, all rookie standout. Joe Smith built a career on grit, consistency, and showing up.
Greatness isn't just about the game. It's about how you show up every day. Rugged Evolution now offers body care products for every man, because not every man wears a beard, but every man deserves care. Greatness doesn't fade.
It evolves. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Every beard deserves to be legendary, and every man deserves care.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, to y'all. Look, we got some more stuff to talk about. Queer Eye star Karamo Brown recently is it's some tension happening with his Queer Eye co-stars, and I mentioned the premise of the show. Great show, really. I highly recommend to check it out. It's it's about helping those in need. Great show. My wife and I, we watch it together, and it's a pretty dope show. So anyway, they're currently in season 10, which I believe will be their last, and it'll be their final season. And so while they're doing these press releases in different media outlets, they're not all seen together. Like, why so? So says here that apparently this all happened after a hot mic moment when his own mom overheard on set. Sources familiar with the situation tell TMZ that the cast, Karamo, Antoni Porowski, Tan France, Jonathan Van Ness, and Jeremiah Brandt. First of all, I never paid attention to their names. Were filming season 10 last summer in Washington, D.C. when Karamo brought his mom to the set for a visit one day, where told she was given production headphones and observed filming from nearby. Excuse me. At one point, his mother stepped away from, I'm sorry, not mother, but Karamo stepped away from the group. And while he was gone, the Antoni, Tan, and Jonathan were overheard speaking negatively about Karamo, including criticized certain lifestyle choices he makes. Unfortunately for the three guys, Karamo's mom overheard the entire conversation through her headphones and later told her son what was said. Now, our sources say the incident created an immediate rift, and Karamo has been on the outs with those three individuals. Jeremiah Brandt appears to be the only castmate Karamo remains close with, as he's the only one Camaro still follows on Instagram. I mean, Camaro said, I am unfollowing all of you. I mean, why does that have to happen now, y'all? Season 10, y'all had 9 great seasons, and now you're on 10, and now all of a sudden y'all want to start talking to, like, why? And so the tension spilled into public view, where, again, I mentioned during the press, during press days where they go to different medias and they're not seen all together. They were told when Netflix PR arrived at CBS Mornings, CBS producers informed Netflix reps that Kamran was no longer appearing after his assistant emailed the show about his absence. Okay. Now, his assistant cited mental and emotional abuse, saying Karamo has been advised by his therapist to protect his peace. In translation, I'm trying not to bust somebody in there, you know what not. But hey, he probably is one of them ones that, look, I'm a fighter. I'm gonna say something. These are men. Like he does not play, and it's hard because it's like, you rarely see the therapist now. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that's his bread and butter. That's his what he's known of being, a counselor, a therapist, a psychologist, or a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist. Yeah. So now we're seeing it with him. So he's telling his fans he's choosing self-love while promising viewers would love every minute of the milestone 10 season. So yeah, it's unfortunate to have to end like this. I guess my question for you all, the listeners, is what's your take on this? Like, what's your thoughts? For those who have heard the show, ladies, men, whoever, have you heard the show? Do you watch the show? Are you fans of the show? What's your take on this? Does this break your heart, the fact that it has to end like this? I'm just very, very curious, but apparently it is true. And I guess to me too, it sucks. It's like he's the only brother in the group, and as a black man, it's like, oh damn, like why, and I'm not saying I don't know what to believe, but it just sucks because again, and out of all the days you brought your mom, one day your mama heard that. It's a lot to sink in there. I do not want to, because I got about like a few minutes left. I have a few minutes left. What I would do here, my friends, is use this opportunity to really quickly I want to ask you guys, how do y'all feel about video podcasting being on Netflix, as on the streaming platform Netflix? Now, I have watched a few podcasts that I've already tuned into, some new ones that I'm getting into. I actually enjoy it, and I think it's because if I'm on certain platforms, you're gonna get a commercial ad. Okay. If I'm watching it on YouTube, you're gonna get a commercial ad in the midst of it. On Netflix, you watch that bad boy through, just throughout the whole entire thing. No ads. Now they might discuss, they might do it mention here and there and stuff, but it's not like the full on like, oh my gosh, all these ads. So I kind of enjoyed it. Now you got shows like The Breakfast Club coming to Netflix. Netflix ain't hit me up yet, y'all. That's the goal. Okay, the goal is for them to hit the Arrington Gavin show and bring the Arrington Gavin show to Netflix. That is going to be the campaign, y'all. Arrington Gavin show to Netflix. Arrington Gavin show to Netflix. No, nothing against Goatverse. I'm still gonna be on Goatverse TV. Shout out to my fam at Goatverse TV. But no, I think it's quite awesome. I bring it up because Michael Irvin, who is, by far, he's just an iconic individual, very iconic, very, he's controversial. He's a Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champ, someone I always love to get his take on in the world of football. But he's a big personality. Look, he's fought cases before. He's so much stuff has happened, but he is one of the iconic figures in pop culture. Anyway, he has a new podcast called The White House with Michael Irvin on Netflix. It's produced by former NFL star turned Emmy winning I believe sports commentator Brandon Marshall. And so I've checked out I've checked out some shows, pretty good, and excited to see what happens more. So yeah, my friends, I wanted to give you that because as my time is coming to a close, and I had a few more stories that I wanted to share, but I was not, time was against me. So you know how that goes. It's hard to do stuff when you just have 1 hour, especially when you're someone like me that's loves to have a conversation with y'all. But look, my friends, until next time, continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin show. As I mentioned on a couple shows ago, I have some great news I'm going to be sharing with y'all very soon. Very soon. I cannot wait. We are growing. That's all I can say. We are growing. And 2026 is our year, y'all. We are going to grow and we're going to do this together. So, as I mentioned before, y'all stay safe. Take care. Be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin show weeknights, Monday through Fridays. We drop new episodes Monday through Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, as well as wherever you get your podcasts. You can check out us on different platforms and outlets weeknights, okay? And visit our website, www.theagshow.com, www.theagshow.com, and hit us up. You want to hear some stuff, okay? Look, I'll talk to you soon. Stay safe out there. Stay informed. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.